Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, my name is Fadia Rahma. I am student of Technocrat University and my major is management. In this video, I will explain to you about sampling method and sampling distribution. Do you know about sampling? Sampling is the process of selecting a subject of individual or of observation from a large population to study. It is used when analyzing the entire population in empirical due to the time, cost, or valuable constituents. For example, instead of surveying all 10 million people in a city, a researcher might survey 1,000 individuals and use statistical technique to generalize the findings. There are two types of sampling method. The first is probability sampling and the second is non-probability sampling. In the probability sampling, there are four types. The first is sample random sampling. The second, satisfied sampling. The third is culture sampling. And the last, systematic sampling. Simple random sampling, this is every member of the population has an equal chance of being selection. Example, drawing names for the head. So, a stratified sampling, this is dividing the population into subgroup. Example is age, gender. So, and sampling for age group populationity. Example, surveying 10 students for age grade level in a school. So, culture sampling, dividing the population into cultures. Example is cities, so schools. And randomly selecting entire culture to sample. Example, selecting 5 out of example, this is selecting 5 out of 15 school to survey all students within the school. So the next is systematic sample or systematic sampling. Selecting every net member of a population. Example is choosing every 10th person in a list of names. Example is choosing every 10th person in a list of names. The next is non-probability sampling. Non-probability sampling, there are three types about non-probability sampling. The first is confidence sampling, the second is judgment sampling, so the last is snowball sampling. The first is confidence sampling. This is choosing individuals who are resistant to access. Example, surveying people in the shopping mall. So, the second is judgmental sampling. This is selection individuals based on the researchman's judgment. Example is interview subject matter extra of instinct. The last is snowball sampling. This is participant refer other to the study. So, example is resizing and hidden population, like underground assistant by starting with no participant. Next is what is sampling distribution. Sampling distribution is the probability distribution of a statistic. Example is mean variance. Obtained for a multiple sample of population. Example, if you repeatedly take sample of 13 students and calculate the average height of each sample, the distribution of this average from the sampling distribution. Next is key concept in sampling distribution. The first is central limit term. This term states the sampling distribution of sample mean approach a normal distribution as the sample size increase. So, regardless of the population distribution. Example, even if individual X in a population are not normally distributed. The average height of a sample will form a normal distribution if the sample size is large enough. The second is standard error. The standard definition of the sampling distribution decreases as the sample size increases, meaning large sample provide more reliable estimate. Application of sampling and sampling distribution. The first in the hypothesis testing, second is quality control. The third is estimation of population parameter. We will talk from the first. This is hypothesis testing. Sampling distribution are used to determine if observed differences are scientifically significant. The example, testing whether a new testing or testing whether a new teaching testing whether new teaching method improve test score compared to the traditional method. The example is testing whether a new teaching method improve test score compared to the traditional method. The second is quality control. Manufacturers use sampling distribution to assess product quality. Example, testing 10 out of every 1,000 linear hoop to enter the meet specification. For the example is testing 10 out of every 1,000 like bubbles to ensure they meet specification. The last is estimation of population parameter. Sampling distribution help contract confident inference to unknown population parameter. The example is estimating the average income in the city based on the sample survey. In the conclusion, statistics is not just a subject. It is a powerful tool that influence decision making in every file. It helps us make science of our data, so identify patterns and predict outcomes. Whether we are analyzing market trend, so conducting medical research or improving education system, statistics provides clarity and direction. By understanding its principle and application, we can better navigate and challenge of incorrectly data-driven work. Sampling and sampling distribution are the foundation of modern statistical analysis. Sampling allows us to gather meaningful data eventuality. So, while example distribution enables us to understand the behavior of sample statistics and make inference about population. Together, they support hypothesis testing, so quality control, and parameter estimation. Mastering this concept not only increases our ability to analyze data, but also ensures data or conclusion are robust and durable. Okay, that's all about the material sampling method and sampling distribution. I hope this material can useful for us. Maybe enough for me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.